All right, episode number 5, I believe. We got Airika Adams in the building.
I love how you say my full name.
Well, I wanted to make sure. I said your name right because I know the way it's spelled is a bit weird. It's
Yeah.
Airika.
It's Air and then IKA.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Good to have you here. Last week we didn't have a show. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually just kind of lazy and I didn't do it, and I apologize for that. I know everybody's just wanting more shows, to hear from me, I guess. But cool, good to have you here.
Yo, I'm happy to be here though because I'm happy that this is actually a thing.
Yeah.
Like you've been trying to do podcasts forever and it's legit.
I remember. Yeah, because I even talked to you about it back in the day when I heard that you actually have a podcast. You want to tell us a little bit about your podcast really quick?
Oh, yeah. I have a podcast.
Yes.
It's called Fresh Melanin.
Okay.
It's like an on-air safe space for women of color. And we talk about like tech from a standpoint of like Black women and everything that basically has to do with tech. Like this week we're going to be talking, well, if you haven't listened yet, but this week we're going to be talking about cybersecurity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty fun.
So are you on all platforms for that?
Yeah, we're on Instagram. We're on Instagram. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, basically any place where you can find a podcast. And we also find out sometimes, and you should check for yours, that like you're on podcast platforms that you didn't even sign up for yourself. Sometimes RSS feed, like they'll just take it and then you're just on, like we're on podcast.com or something like that. And I don't even know.
I was on one. I did see it was some weird one, and I was like, oh, I didn't even sign up for that. But
it's
cool.
good. It's like yeah, put it everywhere.
I was looking at some of the stats, and I've had some people that are from different cities I've never even heard of before. So if you're watching or listening from some other country, thanks.
Have you looked at the analytics?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's
very
crazy though.
Yeah.
When it's sometimes I'm like, how do you know about this podcast? Or like people from India, like people from everywhere. I'm like, I'm amazed, but I'm happy.
Yeah. And then what is that around your neck? A necklace for your?
Oh my God, yes. I'm not supposed to talk about it right now.
Never mind.
But
okay, so you won't talk about it.
It is a necklace that we are going to be selling. So.
Fresh Melanin.
Yeah, it says Fresh Melanin on it.
So make sure and go subscribe to her podcast. I'll put it on the bottom. It's probably showing it right now. You just can't see it.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, you see it down there. Yeah. Go give it a subscription, follow, and go listen to what they're saying. Cool. So what do you do actually for like your career, or like what do you do for work, or what do you? Yeah.
I mean, I work at Wix.
Shout out to Wix, Wix.com. Go create your own website over there.
Yo, shout out to Wix. I work at Wix. I've been working there for a few years. It's so funny because like I was thinking about this question about like what do I do, and I kind of just summed it up to just like I work with products. I feel like that's like the best way right now. I'm working on a chatbot. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you definitely have done a lot.
Yeah.
I know when I first met you, well, I met you at church, but when I first met you at work to see what you're doing, you were working on SEO.
Yeah, search engine optimization is my favorite. You cannot pay to be at the top of Google. That's like the number one question people ask.
You can't pay for ads though.
You can pay for ads, but if you don't let those ads, if you don't manage those ads correctly, you're basically wasting your money.
It's true.
Yeah.
So go and update those websites daily, weekly to get that good rating score for SEO.
Yeah, change up your content.
Yeah, change it
Google
up.
is smarter than you think.
Mm-hmm. It crawls, so that's what I heard.
Yo, that's a good.
So you work at Wix, but you also enjoy doing just a lot of like tech stuff as well, right?
Yeah, I do. I have really been into. I feel like it's just a range of things. Right now, I'm into ants.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're not following Airika, Airika Adams is your Instagram, right?
Airika Adams.
And you've been posting a lot about your ants.
I love ants right now. Like
actual real
quarantine.
ants. The ones that crawl.
The real, like, these ants have been giving me so much joy, and it's so funny because like people have been writing me a lot more now that I've been posting these ants, and I'm like, wow, like I didn't even know people really enjoy these ants like this.
It's very interesting. I've even run into you a lot more. I'm like, keep showing these videos because it's very interesting to see what they're doing.
Like people have been telling me, oh, my friend saw this, and I'm or like Deja, she's like, oh my god, Camille saw this, and I was like, oh crap, like people really enjoy. I love these ants. My mom was like, why are you getting ants? Like for what? But ants are very smart. They have like a whole colony, and they're gonna get bigger. That's something that I'm
the
really...
colony or the ants themselves? No,
the colony. So, and yeah, people have been asking if the ants have been getting bigger. They're the same size.
Right.
They haven't been getting bigger. I think it's just a camera angle, but they're going to get bigger in size, as in like family-wise. And then I'm going to connect some, and it's going to be great.
What made you want to just do that? Just, you were bored one day, or?
No, I was not bored. Or I might have been bored. I was watching YouTube. Okay. And I've been following ants. I think it's called Canada.
Ever since the movie came out?
What movie?
The
You're talking
cartoon
about the
movie.
Ants movie?
Yeah.
I hate you.
It was a great movie.
I haven't seen that movie.
You should watch it.
I suck at watching cartoons.
Actually, yeah, same. I really don't. When people offer to watch a cartoon or like, hey, watch a movie and it's a cartoon,
I just
I'm
can't
like,
get into it. Like I want
to,
but I can't.
Same. I understand that.
I can't.
I get it. So you don't watch it then. Just
no. Now I'm gonna have to watch it.
If you have like a nephew or a niece or you're babysitting a kid, then watch it with them.
I feel like I'll be.
But anyways, at that point. So you have ants.
Yeah.
I was watching. I think it was yesterday or today. You said, "What if they crawl out during the night and you wake up?" I was thinking this. I was thinking you get a bowl full of water and put it in there, so that you crawl out, they're gonna get in the water and they won't be able to leave.
Yo.
That was my thought.
Air 5.
Yes.
That is so good.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
That I've gotten a lot of advice. Nobody said that.
That's the thing I thought of. Like, maybe you just put that into a bowl of water, so if they come out, they'll have to get in the water.
I'm going to do that, because I was thinking like a plastic bag. Nah. I was like, dang, I don't want them to suffocate.
Yeah. But well, they'll still end up drowning if they do that. But
can't they swim? I mean, I don't really know.
No, they'll definitely die.
I mean, it's better than me stomping on them.
Yeah.
Because that I'm not afraid to do.
You know what's crazy? Yesterday, I actually I had a water bottle. Mm-hmm. And it has a cap on it, and I flipped it open, and there was a roach in it.
Oh, crap. In the water bottle?
Yeah, it like crawled out.
We got to check our water bottles now?
You know, I was thinking, I was like, what if I didn't see that?
That's what I'm saying. You would have had like a cockroach throat.
I would have been drinking that water from there with the cockroach. And who knows if it already had been there before.
Yo, what if it had babies and you swallowed it?
I went and grabbed the Raid and then sprayed everywhere. I did. I hate bugs.
Really?
But you know what I hate more than bugs?
What?
Rodents, like mice and rats.
I don't play with that. I don't play with
Let me tell you a story. So, me and Brandon Baca, who was on my first episode that we had, we were outside just chilling. It was probably like 10 p.m., hanging out. It was a nice night. We were just enjoying the evening. It was a summer's night.
Summer's night. Set the scene.
We have a great backyard, so it's really cool. You saw it.
Shout out to their backyard because
nice.
It is legit.
Yeah, we got the lights, we got the furniture, the pool, everything. So we're hanging out there. Hammock. We got everything. We're hanging out there, and we're just chilling. And I see. There's a light that's motion censored, right? Mm-hmm. So it turns on. I'm like, oh, what's over there? I'm like, oh, it's a cat. I'm like, oh, cool, it's a cat. And then I look closer, and I'm like, no, it's not a freaking cat. It was a rat.
You lying.
The size of a cat.
No. See, I can't.
And I was
Wait,
like,
the size of a cat?
Yes. It was huge.
Are you sure it wasn't a possum?
It might have been a possum. I don't know. But either one, they're both terrible, and I don't want to see them.
I saw rats.
Wait, let me finish my story.
Okay, go.
So we saw it. Mm-hmm. It's actually not very much more to the story, but we saw it, and it starts coming closer to us, and it goes really fast. And so me and Baca like kind of stand up, and it's like it's not scared of us. We get closer, and it gets closer to us, and we jet up our stairs, go inside, and like never again. And
I would have booked it.
Ever since then, I don't want to go hang out outside. And if we do, I'm just like looking around to see if there's anything coming.
It's like you have rat PTSD.
And what's bad, what's worse, or one of the worst things too, is when I throw the trash. Sometimes there's rats in the actual bin that I throw the trash in.
You need to get rat traps.
I don't know. Maybe I'll tell it to the landlord or something because it's.
Are they going to what are they going to do? Tell you to buy rat traps?
No, they're going to take care of it. They're the ones that own the property. Anyway, what were we going to say about rats?
This landlord. Oh yeah, so I recently saw rats in SF like before quarantine, and I was walking from the office home, and right by AT&T Park, I kid you not, there was like rats running across the like the sidewalk.
Nah.
I was just like stomping the whole way home. I didn't even want to look down. I was just like, I have to keep
mice, rats, anything, gerbils. Even like people have gerbils for pets. I was like, they're basically a rat.
Yo, they are. Rodents are rodents.
Yeah, I can't do it.
But you know what? I do. Somebody also asked me about this. I do love insects, but as long as the insects don't fly, like I'm cool with it. So, like, what was I gonna say? They have a lot of. I seen this installment, and the installment was of bees. Somebody sent me this link. It was like, oh, how would you feel about having bees? At that point, it's more of just like they're going to get me. Like if they ever come out.
No. I'm not gonna do that. So career, working tech, enjoy stuff like that. What do you enjoy doing like for hobbies? I know you have a cat.
I do. Shout out to Leslie.
I know
you're listening.
R.I.P. Leslie.
Don't play.
No, I want her to rest in peace tonight. Do you not want her to rest in peace?
Don't play. Don't ever say that again, Leslie. He's kidding.
I want her. R.I.P. me too. I want her to rest in peace.
No.
Okay, rest in chaos then.
No,
Leslie.
you can like take a nap.
Okay.
A peaceful nap.
So you have a cat. You enjoy that.
I love my cat, Leslie. What else have I been doing? I just got a spinning bike.
All right, if we weren't in quarantine right now, what would you enjoy doing outside of work?
I love restaurants.
Same.
I'm like the queen of I have a new place that we're gonna go and eat.
I love it.
Never do dishes. I'm gonna go eat.
That's fair.
Yeah, I love a good happy hour, and I love restaurants.
I like that.
Yeah.
Any good pizza places you know?
You know what? I actually thought about you recently.
Come on, shut up.
There is this I think it's called Barstool
Sports and Barstool Pizza, and then he does the
pizza
reviews.
Yes, I was thinking about that.
El Presidente, yes.
Shout out to him, because I was like, yo, like
Dave Portnoy.
This was like, wow, he does this whole review, and I was thinking, I was like, this is Joe.
Yeah,
like, he love pizza.
He's been doing that every day for years now.
Yeah.
And I follow him. He's hilarious. He's a very funny guy. His Barstool Sports is his company.
Yeah.
So it's really, I really enjoy watching him. And he does pizzas all the time.
The best pizza that I've had, you're going to hate me because I'm from the suburbs in Florida. So, like...
Papa John's.
No, ew. I'm more like Pizza Hut with the cheese and the crust.
No, like...
Pepperoni. But, no, in SF, the best place I found on Seamless, it's called Nob Hill Pizza.
I've heard of it. I haven't tried it.
Yo, it's a bomb.
I'm from Texas, so... The only pizza joints that we had in Texas were Pizza Hut and Domino's. I love Pizza Hut. Hate me for it. I like it.
I love Pizza Hut.
There's not very many Pizza Huts around here.
There's not.
I can't order pizza here.
Cheese in the crust?
Stuffed crust?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I just don't like... I like the stuffed crust, but when they do the stuffed crust, they make it very thin and floppy, and I don't like that for my pizzas.
That's the wrong Pizza Hut.
Well, that's what I get. So, but... There's a lot of good places in SF for pizza, and you got Tony's Pizza, you got the Star, you have Chicago Grinders, you have Golden Boys.
I've never heard of any of these.
You got to try them; they're amazing. Like I love them. One of my favorite places, and I found this on accident, was Chicago Grinders, and it's there like in closer towards the Sunset. Out there.
Oh, nice.
But it's really good.
I need to try it out.
I love pizza.
I haven't.
So dating. Let's get into
dating.
Are you dating anybody right now?
I am.
You are? Okay.
Yeah, I do have a boyfriend.
All right. Yeah. That's fair.
It's good. It's good.
Does he live here?
Nah. Okay. He lives in New York.
All right. Fair.
Yeah. He did live here, though.
How is the whole long-distance relationship? How does that work out for you?
You know what? I didn't think I could do it at first.
That's right, you didn't, because you told me that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, but now it's easy.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's easy, and it makes me like a lot more nervous now. Like I get like, not nervous, but like I get like when I see him.
Butterflies.
Yeah, I love that feeling. I love
butterflies.
If you don't have butterflies, don't.
Yeah, you need to find someone else.
You need to have these butterflies.
Yeah.
Like.
Of course, butterflies
caterpillars.
Of course, butterflies don't last.
Yeah.
But butterflies do begin.
And I feel like even like if you've been together for 40 years, whatever, you can still have butterflies. Like
I agree.
You need to have butterflies.
Before this guy,
yeah.
Did you go on a lot of dates here in the Bay Area, or did you?
Yeah.
Were you dating a lot?
I enjoyed dating.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy dating. At first, I use a lot of apps. And what's funny was I was like obsessed. I was like, I knew all the apps. I was like,
which
I'm
apps
do this.
did you use?
I did not use Tinder, X on Tinder.
Yeah, that's more of like a just. It's not even anything anymore, to be honest.
Well, actually, I saw it, and I saw some data on all the dating apps, and it said Tinder was the highest one with the highest STDs.
Shoo.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm just not going to do it.
Say
and then
no.
a lot of people were like they weren't serious on Tinder.
Right.
So I was like, and it was more like a hookup thing. So I was like, I'm not down for it. So I took off Tinder, but I used OkCupid. But funny thing is that I didn't meet my boyfriend on
any of the apps.
On any of the apps.
Fair.
My mom was right.
Did you ever pay for any of the apps?
Nah, I'm not. I didn't pay for any of the apps, but what I did do once
Free
was
trials?
No, I paid for a booster.
Okay.
So like.
Oh yeah. So
it
like
works.
people can see more.
The booster works.
See you more.
Mm-hmm.
On there. Okay.
And like I paid like $5 like randomly. I'm like okay, and then it puts your profile like at the top. Desperate. Puts your. It puts your profile. Desperate. Look, you gotta do whatever it takes. So, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not. You put your profile at the top, and then you get a lot more pics. But like it worked. Like I went on a lot of dates. I met a lot of people from dating, and the best thing I had to tell myself, because at first I was getting very disappointed. Like, oh, I didn't meet my boyfriend on there. Or, like this one sucked. But now it's more of just like. My mom used to tell me, the person that you meet might not have to be your boyfriend. You can meet a friend. Sure. You can meet a business partner. Sure. You can meet like somebody that knows somebody that can connect you to something that you've been wanting to do for the longest. So I always went on every date like excited, but also like I have a checklist of places that I've always wanted to eat at in the city. Oh wow! So anytime I went on a date, it was always the newest spot.
Don't tell me you're one of the girls that just use that to get a free meal.
Oh, no. Look, don't go on a date if you can't pay for it yourself.
It's fair.
Like, I always make sure I can pay for it myself, like me and that person. But, I mean, usually they pay.
Right.
Yeah. If they asked me to pay, I would never say, like, no. I would never make a
Did
big
you
deal.
ever, whenever you would go on a date, would you always, like, offer to pay, but you knew he was going to pay?
I never offered to pay, but what I do is, like...
You go for the pouch or
no, I don't do the lipstick trick, or it's like I'm just looking at the bill comes and I'm like, oh, where's my lipstick? And then like he pays and I put my lipstick on. No, I don't do that. What I do is like I just automatically just like pay. Like I'll like the bill will come out and I'll just be like, oh, okay, and just keep talking and then just keep making eye contact and then usually they're like, what? No. Here.
Yeah. See, I love that. I actually like that a lot. I don't know if you haven't listened to my own podcast, but
yeah. What? Of course I listened to this.
There was, I don't know if you heard, there was one I was talking to I think Adriana on the last one, and I was saying that how one of my dates that I went with someone I met on a dating app. Yeah. We went, and as soon as the bill came out, she went to the restroom.
Trifling.
And
That's
I was
so obvious.
I
like,
know.
Come on.
And I was like, what? Okay. I mean,
you should have like ripped it up in half and like, here's your half.
I paid for it, and then when we got here, she's like, "Are you ready to go?"
You
I was
still
like,
paid
"Wait,
for it?
Yeah, of course."
Why?
Because I'm a gentleman. That's how I've grown up to like always make sure and do that, even for especially for the first date.
Did you like her?
Nah.
And you still paid.
Of course.
Sometimes I just feel weird about that. I'm just like, why do you feel forced to do that? Like it's not.
Because that's just the way I was raised, I guess. That's like the whole Texas kind of like. What's that word?
I mean, Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
But like,
that.
it'd be different if you said, okay, no, like we're each gonna pay our own, and she was like, I don't have the money, and you're like, okay, cool, I'll pay. That's Southern hospitality. To just be like, oh, okay, let me pay.
No,
even now you've got on my nerves.
Not Southern hospitality. Then that's the wrong word. It's more of a gentleman from the South.
What's the difference?
It's like you're gonna make sure and take care of the woman, even on the first date. I know that's like
even if
that's
you
very,
don't like her.
Yeah, even if you don't like her, like it's more of like. You're doing it because you're a gentleman, even if like
okay,
that's the way. Kind of like that's the way I've been brought up.
It's working out.
You know, well, not necessarily because I'm single.
You need to stop paying.
Yeah, I know. That was a big check too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or stop going to dinner.
Well, we didn't even go to dinner. It was drinks.
I'm just saying, stop going to places where it's like.
It was expensive though.
Did she pick it or did you pick it?
I picked it. I know. It was.
You did that to yourself.
Do you know? It's right on Market Street, and it goes downstairs, and it's like really hidden.
Oh my God! Yeah, time capsule, or
no.
it's right by T-Mobile.
Yes.
Yeah, by
It's a really good place.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's almost like a speakeasy.
Local edition.
Local edition,
yes.
yes.
It's a really good place.
You went
but
there for the first date?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
I mean, it's. I had reservations, so there was we had our own table, and it was
been there.
nice.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I liked it too.
I like to go there with people I'm established with.
Okay, fair.
Like,
well,
that's just me.
I feel like I'm really good at first dates. Like I feel like I'm really good. Like I'm really good at conversations. I'm really good at.
You are.
Yeah, and so it doesn't really matter where I go, as long as there's somewhere I can sit down, maybe have a drink and talk to her.
Was that on your list of places you wanted to go?
No, I've been there before.
Okay.
I've gone on a few dates there before.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I used to have my spot. I used whenever a guy used to ask me on a date, I used to go to the same exact spot.
Fair.
Like in the beginning, and the person knew me, so they knew like if I was feeling awkward. Like it was almost like a safety thing. This is like years ago, but like it was like a good like. I enjoyed making like community with the people that were there, but I also like to just feel like safe where I was at.
Fair. Yeah, so I like that place. It's really cool whenever they have live music there. It's really nice. Local edition. Check it out if you come to SF.
Yes, local edition is so good.
Yeah, we're having a good conversation, but I don't want to go too quick, but I don't want to take too long either.
No, talk.
But with the dating,
yeah.
When you were dating guys here,
Mm-hmm.
What were some things that guys would do that you hated when they would go on like a first date or when you go dating with them?
Don't touch me.
Don't touch you. Okay,
Don't touch me.
Even like for a hug?
I mean, unless I'm hugging you. Unless I'm like, like, you know, like maybe that's me. I don't even like hugs in general.
That's true.
You already know me. So like,
you hate hugs.
I don't like, unless I'm like with you, like you're my boyfriend. I don't like hugs. I don't like that. But that was one of the things that I really hated when people felt very entitled to. I'm sure other girls out there understand this. Like sometimes like people just get very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't like that. I didn't like when people just tried to show off. Like, as in, like, they just talk about themselves the entire time.
Fair.
Ask more questions than you
listen more.
Yeah. Listen a lot more. It's like you learn about the person. You also learn about like what they're like and what they don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
real. So like whenever you first met the guy for the day, if it was like you never met him before, you would just shake their hands, or what would you do?
Nothing. I'd walk.
So you wouldn't like give him a hug or anything?
No.
Really?
I'm like walking right. I'm like, hey, what's up?
I'm trying to think what I would do. What I do.
Keep walking. They'll follow you right behind you as you walk into the door.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or sometimes they're holding the door. Like they're like, hey, I'm like, hey, and I'm like walking, and then they just walk, and then they open the door.
See, I usually give like even a side hug.
Normal people like hugs. It's an American
thing.
I don't really Americans love hugs.
Well, it's not that I like hugs. It's just I feel like
it's a greeting.
I feel like a handshake is just too proper.
The handshake is weird. That's even more.
Exactly.
Don't.
So the only other thing you can do is high five. I feel like that's so weird.
I love high fives.
I feel like a hug, a side hug is like the medium. Yeah, like hey.
No, that's kind of weird.
How?
If you're gonna do a hug, you might as well do a hug.
Nah.
I mean, but also
I'll do a good hug at the end of the night if I had a good time.
Okay, but also like a good hug. That's right. I like that one. A good hug. Not a side. You get the front.
Yeah.
Dang, I just lost train of thought. The
Spit it out.
I know. I'm thinking about we were talking about hugs, but like specifically
the greeting, the handshake.
Oh yeah. So there was this one guy who they didn't want to do the hug, but it was more of just like a It was like a hey.
Like a nice quality rub.
It was like, hey. I was like, okay. Hi.
That's like what you do when you give a hug. You need the little back. Little back
yeah,
rub.
that's just too much for me. I'm like, get your hands off me.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Whenever people do that, I feel like I'm hugging my mom.
Even at church,
my grandma.
I'm like, when they say hug or if they ever say.
Nah, I don't hug people at
when
church.
When they say
I hug people that I know, but random people, I just shake their hand or be like, hey.
I do
welcome.
the hug to high five. Like, hi, hey.
Yeah, nah. Especially once we go back to church, it's gonna be nothing like that. We're gonna be like, sup.
I'm more of an eye contact. I'm blinking twice. That means hi.
That's hilarious. I don't know. Dating is a bit hard here, I think, in the Bay.
It is, but it's fun. Like, it's very diverse.
Very, yeah.
When I was in Florida, I would have never met any of these type of people.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, even race, I feel like I've been on a date with a lot of different types of cultures, and I would not have ever had that experience in Florida.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's
You're
hard.
from Florida?
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
And when did you move here? How old were you?
It's been 10 years.
Wow, really?
I'm 27.
10 years in the Bay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Shout out to the Academy of Art University.
Hey, shout out.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're still open.
Yo, they are, because they got lots of money.
They took years, huh?
They took all my money.
Dang.
Well, my mom's. Shout out to you.
Shout out to mom. Yeah, cool. Dating, yeah. I think dating is going to be that topic you always want to talk about and hear more about.
Yeah.
But everybody's different, you know, like,
they are.
Like even from you, like you hate kind of the physical touch kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
This is what I was going to say.
Tell me.
How long do you talk to people before you go on dates? Because that also, because like if you've already kind of like felt that connection with
depends how
somebody
you met them.
on the app.
Okay, on the app.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm terrible at texting. I'm so bad at it.
Bad
like
texters.
Like even the other day, it's so bad.
I want to know. Tell me. This is gonna be funny.
Me and this girl matched on one of the dating apps, and she messages first, so you might know what app that is. And she's like, "Hey Joe," or she says, "Hi Joe," and I'm like, I'm so bad. I went to like her profile to see like what she enjoys, what she likes, and all that.
Yeah.
And then so I went, because I hate just saying hey and then her name and that's it. You know what I mean? Okay. So I went, hey so and so, I see that you like doing this.
Oh, okay.
And then I like went for it was a pretty long one. I'm like,
you have a whole strategy.
Yeah, but I think maybe I went too strong because she didn't message me back after that.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because
that doesn't mean anything about you. Okay. Yeah. I
don't know, because like I think she said I enjoy dive bars. Okay. I was like, oh, I said I saw you enjoy dive bars. Yeah. I have this really good one here in Oakland. Do you know of any good ones?
No response.
No response. Left me on red.
You know what that means?
What?
She probably found somebody else.
Yeah, fair.
Like, and that means you could keep on going. Like I was like. It's an algorithm. Like it's like you got to play your cards. Yeah. Like the more you talk to people,
so you don't think that was too big of a?
No.
Okay.
That was nice. You know what kind of messages are out there?
Nah, I really don't. Well, I can only assume, but
I'm not gonna say these type of messages, but I've had messages where I have screenshotted and sent to like platforms of like. There's like these platforms for like women where it's just like don't talk to like this type of person these people are like very shitty or whatever, and you can like send how like women get harassed and how people feel entitled, and it's like wow,
it's crazy.
So that's out there. So that message is fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
So we'll see what happens, I guess.
Keep swiping.
Yeah.
Or meeting people in person.
Well, all that to say is like I feel like I'm way better in person. Yeah. Like when I talk to people, I feel like I can have a conversation with them.
Yeah, chemistry works in person.
And I feel like I'm kind of funny. So I'm actually very funny. And I feel like when a girl sees that, she enjoys that too. And so anyways, so just that's why I hate texting. And so the whole question about how long do you take to meet them? I try to meet them as quickly as I can. Yeah. Once we like kind of do match, just so they can be able to kind of get to know who I am. And
why are you such a bad texter? Why can't you just text back?
I know it's not that I can't text back. It's just I don't know what to say when I text them. Like
what?
I don't know. I feel like I overthink it a lot.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, what is there that
I
you
think I
have to
do. I think
about?
I think I just overthink it.
It's like, what are you doing? I'm doing this.
Yeah, but then I don't know. It's like, do you keep the conversation going? When is it time to end the conversation? Did I ask too many questions? Should I stop asking questions? Let them start asking questions?
That's a lot of thinking.
I know, and that's what goes on in my head. So
yeah, maybe less thinking and just like be honest.
Yeah, it's fair.
That was one of the other things I was mentioning. That's like something that I'm trying to do, like within like these, within like all of the things that are going on. Like when it just comes to dating, being honest, like the best thing to do. And if you're honest, you don't have to worry about like when to end the conversation because you don't feel like talking anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Be honest. Be yourself. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll try to be more myself, I guess.
Be yourself. You don't have to think about how you act because you are yourself.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you text somebody a lot, believe me, I'm sure they'll tell you to stop.
You think?
Yeah, I've done that a lot.
I think people are different. 'Cause some people don't feel like they can tell you to stop.
More, it's okay. It won't. It's not like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
It's more like I'm just not gonna respond.
Yeah, fair.
Do you double text?
No.
Okay. So
I did back in the day.
So that means when the
I've
conversation's
learned.
over.
I've learned. Because back in the day, I did double text,
Mm-hmm.
and I was stupid. It was very toxic relationships.
Oh, okay.
But and I didn't know any better either.
I mean, I double text now that I'm in a relationship.
That's fair.
But still, sometimes I have to be like, hey, slow.
I'll be like, hey, chill, because I've learned. I'm very more. I sit back. You know, I'm more of a laid back kind of person now when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
To where it's like, I want to trust you. If you do me wrong, cool. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
But I want to put my trust, because if I can't trust you, then there's no working out this relationship anyway. So
trust.
It's huge.
That's what I've been learning also. Long distance. Trust.
Yeah, long distance.
Because your mind will.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, you didn't write me back? Oh, okay.
Oh, you're home all day. You're home all day and you can't text me back.
Look, and don't let it be like on WhatsApp or something like that. It's
like,
you
see the double check marks, the blue ones, and you know they read it.
Look, that'll take me from here to here. Yeah. But you know what I've done for myself? Turn off the read receipts.
Really?
Yeah. If I turn off the read receipts, I won't know if you read it or not.
I have mine on.
Turn them off. Why do you need to know?
I keep mine on just to keep me accountable with texting people back.
Oh, to keep yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Okay, see, so it's kind of cool because you keep yours on to keep yourself accountable. I keep mine off to keep myself.
So you won't go crazy.
Yeah, so I won't overthink, because every time I've ever overthinked, it's been wrong.
Right.
Yeah, at least in this situation, which is cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into another conversation with you before this night ends. Geez, what time is it?
It's 7:05.
We gotta hurry because we have a curfew at 8.
Yo, wish me luck. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'll be able to get home because it's for essential. I can look. I've already thought about this. Worst come to worst, I'd be like, I'm an essential worker going home.
Fair. Cool. Racism.
Yo.
It's big right now.
Cray.
It's huge. The video with George Floyd. Did you end up seeing that or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it a billion times.
How'd you feel when you first saw that?
Well, at first I was like, I'm not even surprised. Like that's kind of, I was like, another black guy is killed from a cop. And then I feel like I started getting more just like upset the more I saw it. I was like, oh dang, like, so yeah, it's a shitty situation, and I just feel like it's something that I'm happy people have phones with cameras on them, because a lot of people have just been acting like they don't see stuff, and now that it's to the masses, you can't act like you don't see it. Yeah. Like you can go down the street right now and somebody has seen that video. Yeah. You know, or 100%. Somebody's heard about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I didn't even want to finish it because I'm like, does this guy actually get killed? Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? How can you just lean on someone's neck for 8 minutes or something seconds? Yeah. And this guy's saying he can't breathe and you still keep it on them.
They don't care. That
was crazy. Yeah. And for you to say that you're used to it.
Yeah, and that's just something that like I've had to also just like express to my friends.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a lot of my friends have been like asking me like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Like blah blah blah. It's like like I'm kind of more like, "Are you?" I mean, I'm not asking them, but to me, it's like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Like because it seems like you are the ones that are like feeling like I feel like a lot of people are having this moment.
You're saying the people that are not
People
black.
that are not black, yeah, are having this like, or just like non-people of color, just having this like moment.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like I've had my moment like years, like every day of my life.
Yeah.
Like there's like these moments. So it's like I feel like a lot of people are just like now catching on or feeling guilty. And that's like a whole different thing of just like people feeling like they have to do certain things. Like this whole, I mean, this is going to be a weird opinion.
Talk to me.
And this whole like blackout, like social media thing, or like, there's been a lot of like, if you don't post, then you're not this.
Right.
If you don't do this, then you're not this. I don't like that. To me, it's more of just like, you be yourself and you stick up for black people's rights the way you feel like you need to do that.
Yeah.
Because at this point, then it's like not genuine. You
Right.
know, and then it becomes like, just like the whole, like people are just jumping on the bandwagon.
It doesn't become real because
Yeah,
it's like they feel like they have to do it.
Yeah, and I don't like
that.
that.
That's kind
like,
of the way I've felt lately too. Is like I'm scared to even post anything like on my social media now because I'm like, what should I post? What can I post? Because I don't want to see backlash. Because like, you know, I've seen it too, and I think I've even done it. Like one of my friends posted a picture of some cops that were killed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, bro, we understand cops are getting killed. Like that's a real place, and I hate to see anybody get killed.
Yeah.
But right now we're talking about the black race not getting justice.
Yeah.
And you decide that you never post it for the past year, and you decide to start posting about this.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of fought back on him, and maybe I should have held back and not done it. I don't know. But I just feel like I want to start challenging people, and I want people to challenge me.
Yeah.
But like I said, even with all that, I'm afraid to start posting anything now anymore because I'm like, is it wrong to post something about my family now?
No.
You know what I mean?
You can, like, be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing with, like, MSM, like, all of that, like, mainstream media type stuff, like, they want you to do, like, everyone just falls in line. You know what I mean? Like, and I just be genuine, you know? Like, if you want to post about your family, go ahead and post about your family. But to do something and it not be genuine, that's where the problem comes along. And it's like, you know how many texts I've gotten of like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Or da-da-da-da. I appreciate that, but I don't want...
Are you okay?
Shut up. I don't want to talk about it all day.
Right.
You know, like, I don't want... Like, you haven't talked to me forever, and now you ask me if I'm okay? Like, because you feel, like, guilty, or you feel like you have to do this because there's this crazy stuff going on that I've knew that's been going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I've always felt has been very impactful in my life and has affected me in my own life. To now be like, are you okay? I'm just like, okay.
Right. Do you mind telling us any experiences that you had?
Yeah.
You do mind?
Which one? No, let me think. No, yeah, I do. Let me think of a good one. There was this one time. Most of it has been in workplaces.
Okay.
And in schools. So not at Wix. Shout out to Wix.
Shout out to Wix.
Very safe space.
Wix is actually a very good company when it comes to any of that stuff in their culture.
So good.
Yeah.
They're really good. And they make me feel like I belong. They make everybody feel like they belong.
Shout out to the welcome team.
Yo.
That's my team now. From you to me.
Air 5.
And we now make people feel welcome when they come start work. So come join Wix and I'll make you feel welcome here in SF.
He will. And he will hum.
Yeah, I'll sing.
Yeah. No, it's more of a hum. It's not a sing. That's a hum.
No, it's more of a... That's fire.
Okay, so yeah, so some of my experience is more of just like not being able to do something because somebody else has been given the ability to do it. So for example, like I remember this one time in school, and I did a presentation, and it was like the best. It was like, I don't even remember what it was, but it was just like this whole like literature presentation. My parents helped me out with it.
Hey.
That's how you know, like,
Yep.
so I was so confident. I went to school, presented it. They gave me like a D, and I was like, what? Like, how could I have gotten a D? Like, blah 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 blah. And what ended up happening is like there was like another student. They were a white student, and I went to majority of everybody in my school was white, and they got like an A, and they didn't even do like half of the work, like anything like that. So my parents had they were pissed. Because I think low-key because they also helped me because they were like, how do we get a D? It was like we got a D, not like I got a D. We all got a D. So they went to the school the next day, and like my dad was like basically talking to the guy or whatever like that, and the way he was talking to my dad like about me and saying things like she's not qualified or certain things, but not having any like backup, because my dad was like, okay, so at what point was wrong, and
Right.
the guy was just more like, oh, I don't know, like he didn't have any backup,
Right.
And that thing, like things like that happen a lot, and it's very subtle, and being from Florida, I'm very used to that, a lot of subtle racism.
Right.
I've never been like somebody's like, hey, you're black, we don't want you. It's never been like that. It's been very like subtle, or like being in a grocery store and somebody like just like trying to skip me in line and act like they don't even see me, and I'll be like, hey, like I was right here, and then she'd be like, I don't see you.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, what do you mean you don't see me? I'll never forget that. She's like, I don't see you. I was like, what do you mean you don't see me? And she's like, all I see are white people.
No.
And I put this on everything, and I was like in like, I would say like 9th or 10th grade.
Wow.
This is at Walmart. And I was like, wow. And I mean, I didn't do anything. I was just like, whatever. And I ended up going to like the next register over or whatnot. And I still checked out before her, a-hole. But still.
Shout out to the fast checkout line.
Yo, shout out to them.
12 items or less.
You know what? I've always wanted to test it out and try and do more than 12.
Yeah, you're one of those people that will get everybody else mad that actually has 12 or less.
Sorry.
I know. I count people's stuff whenever they're in that line.
Do you really? Are you like, this person has 13?
Nah, I wouldn't call them out. I just look at them very dirty. I'm like, yeah, really?
I stare like. But yeah, most of the stuff that I've dealt with has been pretty like subtle, but impactful.
Yeah, I was listening to a YouTube video today from Hillsong UK, and they were interviewing some of the some of the pastors that were black.
Yeah.
And one of them, there was a girl that was there. She said every time she goes to a self-checkout, she always makes sure and gets the receipt.
Yeah. Okay, that's another thing. There's a lot of things that I do that I don't realize are traits of like, I don't even know what you would call that specifically.
It would be like you don't think about it, you just do it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, when I'm in the store, I make sure, like, I don't put my hands in my pocket to this day still.
Yeah.
Like, I make sure I focus on making sure I don't look like I'm a suspect, basically.
Right.
I don't ever want to give somebody a reason to think that I'm doing something that's wrong.
Right.
Especially when people, like, I've been followed at Target, like the Target here, like, stuff like that. And I make sure to, like, keep my hands out, like I'm not doing anything, you know what I mean? But recently I've been getting a lot more just like, what's the word? I've been getting a lot more, I'm sick of this. Yeah. So I'll just like turn around and just like look at them. And when you look, you have to look people right in the eye.
Yeah.
Don't just be like looking. I just be like,
can I help you?
Yeah.
I got money.
Yeah.
I want to pay for my stuff.
Right? You know something else? There's this one spot, me, Devin, Anissa, we went to Thailand.
Yep.
And when I went to the Philippines.
One of our coworkers at work.
Yeah. Those places I felt less racism. Yeah. And felt way more appreciated.
100%.
Than America. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, wow. Like, people I mean, one, they probably didn't see this many black people. I took so many pictures. I'm not lying. So many pictures.
They want to take pictures with you, right?
Yeah.
That's
when
hilarious.
I went to Turkey, there were so many people wanting to take pictures of me. This guy, we were on a dinner boat. And it was like, he had like his 8-year-old son. And I was by myself just eating. He literally was like pushing his son, like, take picture. So I was like, okay, smile. Like, I took so many pictures. Hilarious. But what I learned is, I don't ever say no. But what I do is like, okay, now I'm taking a picture of you. I never did anything with the pictures, but now I'm like, and then they look weird. I'm like, what? You just did it to me. So now I'm like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. That same video that I was watching today, they were saying the same thing. Like, when they feel like fighting, then they'll tell the person, "Hey, I got money. You want to follow me around?"
Yeah.
But like when they're feeling okay and they're not tired of it, they just let it be. But they've become so accustomed to it that it's a normal thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like because when you said that, I was like, oh wait, I do that too. Yeah. And I'm like, I do a lot of stuff that has just been like secondhand to me that I didn't realize. Yeah, but also like, so my dad, he's a police officer, so like I hear those stories.
He's a police officer?
Yeah.
Where at?
In Florida.
Okay.
So like I hear, like growing up, I've heard those stories. I know I know like both sides. You know what I mean? I get it.
Did he ever give you that talk about how to react whenever you get stopped and all that?
We had that talk, but it was more of just like, because I was kind of like out there crazy. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I was like, these cops are gonna do this to me. I was like, like I was like, I'm breaking away and I'm running, or like I'm like doing this, and I'm like, they can't get away. And he was more like, okay, chill, like you're not gonna do any of that. But we had those kind of conversations, and we also have lots of conversations regarding just like, I show him videos all the time because I want understanding. You know, I want to be like. I mean, he used to hate it. Or we used to pause the video and be like, why is this guy's thing like this? Yeah. Or like, why did he have to like pull out the baton? I don't understand. Like, why? Did you
ask him about this video?
Oh yeah. What did he say? I mean, it's wrong. Yeah, like, I mean, he knows when stuff is wrong. It's wrong. For sure. There's the job of a cop. You're supposed to take people to jail if they need to go to jail, and then you let the law define or decide like what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's in the jury. You don't just get to kill people. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like your job is to protect everything or protect citizens and take people to trial, basically. So you killing people before they even have a chance of trial, and that's a lot of stuff that happens online. There's a lot of, but he did, but and it's more of like, no, it's not about what he did. None of us are the judges. You know what I mean? There's people who do that. That's what people go do, or whatever you call it, like jury duty and stuff. But like none of us, we don't hold the law in our hands, literally. And for sure. And I feel like a lot of society forgets that, because there's a lot, and it bothers me, there's a lot of justification. It's like, well, he had this type of rep, or he did this in the past.
Who cares?
I don't care if he did anything. Let him go rot in jail for life if that is what the law says has to happen. But like, for somebody to just like kill somebody, you don't get to do that.
Yeah. I've seen a lot on social media about you see the two sides. You see the Black Lives Matter, and then you have people saying all lives matter, and then you have people saying all lives matter when Black Lives matter, which I definitely agree with.
I mean, it makes sense. Like all lives matter, because all lives matters is every race. Yeah, and I've seen a few people try to kind of like teach it. So they're saying how it's two white people there. They have a house and one's burning. Yeah. And the other one has a house that's not burning. It's like, hey, come help me put this fire out in this house. Like, but what about my house? Like, well, your house is not burning. This house is burning. Exactly.
Like, yeah, but all houses matter. Well, no one said that they didn't, but this one's burning right now. This one is the one that needs help. Well, your house is not burning. I'm like, well, that's actually pretty cool. Like,
it's very good.
Like, way to see it is like, yes, we understand that all lives freaking matter. Like,
duh.
We don't say that they're not. But at the moment, Black lives are what matter right now, because far out, they've had no justice for years. Yeah. Maybe their whole entire freaking life. And it's like, yes, lives matter, but right now, Black lives haven't mattered ever.
That's what I'm just trying to. and that's something else. Like sometimes I have to deal with that with myself. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I just feel like sometimes when I just feel numb and I'm just like, you know what, like this is just how it's going to be. Like sometimes I have to snap myself out of it sometimes, but I'm just like, you know what, like in America, I feel sometimes like black people will never be equal. Like it's like that's not how it's supposed to go. That's like not the story of America. And then I'm like, I think about like, well, I mean, people were getting hung, so now they're not. So I can't say that it's going to stay that same way because things have changed. But
they're not getting hung anymore, but they're getting killed.
Exactly. So it's like it's weird. It's like it's changing, but it's really not changing. It's like the same thing's happening, but it's like just in a different way. Yeah. You know, but also like it comes down. I couldn't tell that same story to like my great grandma. Right. She'd be like, "Are you really upset at this lady from Walmart telling you that she doesn't see black people, and her friends were getting, you know, sprayed with hoses and stuff like that?" She would take that over that any day. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like there's a new generation. Like things are not going to stay the same like this. People are not going to be able to tolerate it. I don't
think it's going to stay the same. It can't. I think we have too many people that are understanding it and that are going to start speaking out. I know for me, I've always been ignorant to it, for sure.
Have you?
I think to be able to speak out, yes, I have. Yeah. I've grown up in a Mexican family.
I was going to say, you're like a person of color. You are Mexican.
But I haven't seen too much because I grew up in a small town in Texas. But it was probably like half Mexicans, half white people. We're always around Mexicans. Mm-hmm. I did hear the occasional, you know, we're speaking English because we're in America. Yeah. And that would piss me off, but I didn't really see too much anything else. Yeah. But I think for me, because Mexicans get it pretty hard too sometimes, especially with the whole border and people coming in illegally and all that, immigration stuff like that. Like that's a big one too. It's a tough one. And one of my best friends, he was here illegally, but he ended up going to university, getting it all paid for through scholarships and all that, and killed it. And like now he's legal. He didn't come illegally. Like his family brought him when he was a baby, so he had no choice. But he was still illegal. And so, to see him, you know, beat those odds, you know, that people were saying you can't do this, and now he's an accountant. Nice. And doing stuff like that. So it's cool. But I think for me it's like I think people are starting to understand like we can't sit down for this anymore. People that are not black. I think it's like we can't sit down, we can't be quiet about this anymore. Yeah. We can't stay silent. We can't not do anything. And I think one person that told me see that is Sean King. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram.
No, I follow him.
But that guy, he's a legend. Like he's great. Like he's fighting for so many things and so many people, and I feel like he has so much weight on his shoulders.
I like to send people to Sean King's stuff all the time because it's more of like I'm tired of explaining stuff. Yeah. Like I don't have time to. I'm trying to enjoy my day. I don't want to talk about like, you know, what happened 5 days ago because you just saw it and I've been seeing it forever. Right. So I like to guide people to be like, go to Sean King. If you still don't think that this is an issue, if you go to Sean King's page, those are not lies. Yeah. That's where I kind of get it at. It's like, because some people are delusional. They're like, oh, they don't see. It's like, oh, it's not possible. It's like, no, you go to his page, you're going to see the truth. Right. Yeah. And what's cool about it too is he gives us ways to be able to help. Yeah. So I've been able to, you know, call people. I've been able to sign petitions. I've been able to donate. Nice. And all that stuff. And I'm like, whatever I can do, I want to do it. And even, you know, yesterday we had a connect group for church, and we were able to talk about that a little bit. And we had some people, some African Americans that were in my connect, and we talked a little bit about it. And we also had, I don't know if you know Toby, Kelly's new husband. Yeah. Great dude. Shout out to them. Shout out to Toby and Kelly, the Castles. I love the Castle. He's studying like a lot of racial issues. That's what he did his PhD in and all that. And he's very smart. His stuff. And he was saying the first step for people that are white would be not to be understood, but to understand. Yeah. It's no longer about being understood, but it's about understanding. Yeah. And that's the first step you got to take. Yeah. And so he gave me a few books to read. And so Biased.
I don't forget what it's called. I think it's
there's a book called Bias that I saw he posted, and I read it. It's really good.
Yeah, there's a few books on there, but there was one that I wanted to buy. I forgot what it's called actually.
You know what it's about?
No.
Okay.
But I was gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I went on Amazon, but they're sold out, which I think is good.
Look, that is improvement.
That's a good sign.
Right?
It's sold out. I went to other places and like we're out of stock, so I'm like, okay, cool,
Perfect.
That's good.
Yeah.
I want to get it though, so I definitely want to learn more. And I think that's a step forward for anybody, even if you're white. A step forward from this would be not wanting to be understood, but wanting to understand.
Yeah, understand what's going on. Do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research. I mean, I still had to do research on my own self.
Yeah.
Like, the American textbooks here don't have
no.
Black history all up in there. All they have is that people were slaves and now they're not.
Yeah.
That's the only history
and
that you can
it
see.
makes you feel like it was so long ago.
Yeah.
When in reality, it was like 3 people ago.
It wasn't. Shout out to that. It was not that long ago.
3 people ago.
Yeah.
I heard that. I think I heard that on who said it? It was one of the podcasts I was listening to, and they were saying that it's literally 3 people ago.
Look.
So like, my parents, my grandparents, and my great grandparents, and that was it.
It's not that far away, and I had to do my own research on like my own culture and understanding what really happened and like who we really are, and that even helped my own self-worth. You know what I mean? So you got to do your research like about what's actually happening, and you need to do your research on how you can help yourself, you know what I mean, and educate your own self about what's going on, and just don't hop on the bandwagon, because then you skip out on that whole educating yourself part. And
it's just not real.
It's
just not real. Hopping on the bandwagon is good, and you'll be part of it for like a week, and then you'll be back to normal.
Exactly.
And there's no change.
Exactly.
And we do that. We've done that for too long.
That's what's been happening.
Yeah.
Like, there's not going to be any more black boxes soon. Like,
yeah.
you know, like, and that's why it's just like, you gotta just, it's more, you know, when they say, like, I like to use this analogy of like at church stuff. I'm talking about church, but still.
That's fine.
Yeah. When they say like you go to church and you're at church all the time, it's great. But are you really doing stuff outside of Sunday? Like, are you really doing stuff? Like, are you really loving on people and like being like Jesus and like all? Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Or are you just at church? So it's like, are you really posting these black boxes? I mean, are you only posting these black boxes and just doing all these hashtags just so that you feel validated? Or do you really care, and are you really doing stuff when nobody's looking?
Yeah, that's true.
Or like, if it's just you and a black person, you see some injustice, are you going to like step in? I'm not saying like there's a gun to somebody's head and you just block it. Right. I'm more of just like, if you know somebody is like is in the right, like just speak up. Sometimes that could save a life. That could 100%. Save somebody going to jail.
Yeah, I think that's really important to not be afraid to challenge people and not be afraid to have the conversations that
especially when it's someone who looks like you. It's like, if I'm the only black person and then there's a white person and then there's another white person that's actually trying to stick up for me. Yeah. That communication, the white person talk to the other white person, it almost gives the other person like a realization, like, oh wow, it's like being called out by your own. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And the cops need to do that as well.
Hey, yeah.
Call them out. That's true. Call them out.
And I think that's super important. Like, this conversation need to be had. Yeah. The challenging people needs to be had. I think, us as Christians, you and myself, if you're not, I think just being a human being. Yeah. And caring about life, I think that's
compassion, empathy. Yeah. Like,
it's real.
Humans have empathy. Humans have like, and we don't grow up with like hate. You know, like
it's learned somewhere.
It is.
But you know what? I think there's going to be a change.
I think so too. Like, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I really do feel it. Like, just to see that all 50 states went and actually protested.
Actually, there's like 10,000 people in, I saw it on Citizen. shout out to Citizens App. I feel like I made so many shout outs.
Shout out to Citizens App.
You need to get some type of sponsor.
I do.
Maybe like coffee. You need like.
By the way, we didn't have any coffee today just because.
Sorry, guys.
Airika doesn't drink coffee.
I don't.
And it's really hot in here, and so I don't want to drink coffee either.
But there was like 10,000 people in Dolores Park today.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's been, I think even on Monday in Oakland there was probably about 5,000 people in Oakland.
You want to know something else? I was talking to one of my friends. I was like, imagine if there was no quarantine. There would be no marches. Yeah. Nobody has crap to do all day.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, and people are just consuming all this media and like all these videos that are happening, and people have nothing to do all day now. They don't have majority of people don't have jobs, and they are like, now is a time that they can take action. Yeah. And I'm not thankful for quarantine. People have died. Yeah, but sure. I don't think.
And people are still dying, so make sure and wear your mask.
Wear that mask.
Stay 6
and
feet
gloves,
apart.
yes, and don't hug people. But still, people have Dang, you got me off track when you said that.
My bad. You were saying that because people are not quarantined.
So like people are. I'm thankful that people have time. Yeah. Because all 50 states would not have been to show up if this unemployment rate was not at this high of a level. Sure. So I feel like things are working in the right way. Yeah. I don't know how it's working, but it's working. Yeah.
And I think another way to start is by voting.
You gotta vote.
Look for what they're fighting for. Look at, I was listening to one of the guys who's a reverend that led one of the protests on Sunday. He was saying to look for what if black people are in what they're wanting to change in the government. Yeah. Like if that's part of what they want to help. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like that's real. I think that's a real place because there's got to be a change. It can't stay the same.
You got to like look into what you're voting for and just make sure you know facts. Yeah. Don't hop, like, I feel like this whole segment, don't hop on the bandwagon. Yeah. Just read and learn for yourself. If you're going to do something because you heard from somebody else, at least fact check it. At least actually go online and actually look it up. Yeah. So do that and things will change. Like, I know things are going to change. And I'm just hoping that, like, eventually the world just comes back to, well, actually doesn't come back, but just like gets to like gets to a stable place. I just want to be equal with everybody else, basically. Yeah. That's not a lot to ask. But I mean, if somebody has a problem with equality, then that says a lot about them. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, just know that I'm fighting, and I'm going to do whatever I can, and do what you can. Like I said, shout out to Toby. Yeah. Once again, don't want to be heard, or don't want people to understand you, but understand what's going on, and do your research.
Do your research.
And let's lead with our love and with our heart.
Yeah.
To be able to make a change in this world.
And common sense.
Yeah, true.
Okay, common sense. Yeah. Like, it's a big thing people are missing. Yeah.
That's all we got for today.
That's all. It's a wrap.
Thanks for being here. Legit.
Yeah. This was so fun, dude.
Yeah, it was. Like, I love it.
You got a whole legit setup. I love this. Yeah. You guys need to like subscribe to his channel, like everything. Buy his mugs.
Yeah, buy the mugs. They're not on sale, but they are for sale.
Look, they're gonna be on sale this weekend.
Let them know with Joe.com. She's paying for all the discounts then.
Yes.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
See ya.